My received and spent money in the following ways last month. For each example, write a signed number, that simply means a positive or a negative, to represent the change in money from her perspective. A. Her grandmother gave her $25 in a birthday card. This would be an example of $25 that my got or earned, so it's positive 25. In contrast, in example C, when she spends money, so she has less money spent, we would use negative 10. Go ahead and pause the video to fill out the signed numbers for B, D, and E. Question 2 simply asks you to arrange the numbers in increasing and decreasing order. Increasing means that you should start with the least and end up at the greatest. And decreasing means the opposite. You are starting out with the greatest and ending up at the least. In question 3, you've got a quick fraction multiplication problem. It's asking you for a visual model. And question 4 is another real-world situation involving decimals. The key here is simply to read closely and highlight that key information. Let's go through it. The 5th grade craft club is making aprons to sell. Each apron takes 1.25 yards of fabric that costs $3 per yard, and 4.5 yards of trim that costs $2 per yard. What does it cost the club to make one apron? I know that to make the aprons, I need 2 things. I need my fabric, and I need my trim. I know that every yard of fabric costs $3, and every yard of trim costs $2. I need 1.25 yards of the fabric, and 4.5 yards of the trim. If you know the cost for each of these yards, you can calculate how much the fabric costs and how much the trim costs using multiplication, because again, you know the unit price or the cost per yard. Then you'll be able to calculate the total cost. Question B says, if the club wants to make $1.75 profit on each apron, how much should they charge per apron? Profit is the amount of money that you make on an item after you've paid for the materials. So, if it costs the club, let's say $5, that's not the answer, just as an idea, $5 to make an apron, they would want to charge $6.75 to make $1.75 of profit. Once you have your total cost from question A, you can calculate how much they need to charge for the profit that's given.